Hello and welcome. This is Lucy and Malum, and today we have another model. This one is a Leviathan Captain that is... I was cleaning the model's paint off, don't ask. That was converted to become a Black Templar something. He has a hammer with chains over it, chains on his chest, a little sigil, a Dark Angel's Deathwing helmet, power fist, and of course, the two ornate shoulder pads, one being heavily damaged, the other having minimal damage, aka none. Now, we're going to be painting him up, as I said, a Black Templar. And yeah, that's what the video is going to be. Now, as you may tell by the background, a lot of the models are missing. That's because I'm going to be moving soon. And when moving, a lot has to go. A lot has to change. Stuff slows down. Life. And it's a tricky mistress, isn't it? Well, let's start up on the model. First things first, let's get the cape out of the way. Now, to do this, we're also going to be, well, because he wasn't... Actually, is this a... No, that's not a good idea. That chain's connected there. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, that means I can just do this. Come on. Ta-da! Now, first things first, we're going to base coat the cape corn red. Oh, the shoulder's loose. Okay. Now that we've gotten our base coat down, we can take our Kesselix bronze and do the shoulder armor. Well, parts of it. While most of the shoulder armor is going to be white, as per Black Templar tradition. The extra little thingies, what are they called again? I don't know, I guess raised part of the shoulder armor is going to be bronze. Bronze because, well, yes, everyone uses the gold. I think this one's a bit better for, like, the Black Templars. Especially considering that High Marshal Helbrick wears a somewhat bronze suit of armor. Like the coloring? Yeah, you know what I mean. Go. This is a really easy step. And yeah, there is nothing to it. Well, I mean, there is the top to it, but like, bleh. There we go. Now we're also going to do the rest of the detail like that, just not the other metallic details. Stuff like the crux terminalis on the leg, the crux on the chest, the skull right there, the metal connecting piece up there on the helmet, and, well, of course the knuckle spikes, and the elbow armor things. Should I also do... No, the hammer's going to be lead. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we can move on to our lead belcher. Our lead belcher will cover most of the metallics, including the servos in the legs, the power cables on the arms, the thunder hammer, and of course those weird reactor back vent things. What do you call them, really? Like, is that all they are? Reactor vents? Like, I know most of the back of the Terminator is a nuclear power plant, so like, is that like the cooling systems, or what's going on there? I know there was a diagram showing, like, the full mechanics of a Terminator suit. The Indominus pattern in particular. You know, one of the dope-ass suits. So what is that bit? Those vents. I'll have to look it up later. I'm probably gonna put it in editing and like make fun of myself or something. But like, you know, that's just future me's opinion, I think. I don't know if I'm actually gonna do that, but if I do, then yeah, you'll have the answer before I did. So, you know. Alrighty, next up, we're gonna be using Administrom Gray to paint up the white onto our shoulder pads. It's not gonna be a perfect white, it's gonna be a pseudo off-white coloring. The reason we're doing this is because this is a Black Templar. This isn't an Ultramarine, his armor is not gonna be perfect. That's the reason the shoulder's heavily damaged. That's why he's using a Thunderhammer and a Power Fist. Templars are not known for adherence to the Codex, thus I doubt they'll be adherent to the colorings. That I'm not opening up my white scar. Yeah, that's the real reason. I have this next to me. I don't have white scar next to me. I'm not gonna go rummaging through the paint bin. So, you know, we're gonna be doing a couple layers of this. This one I should have done earlier. Hum. Hum, 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 hum. This is probably a bad idea. Well, we're gonna time cut and see what the results are. Good luck, me. Just like that, we have the whites done. In my opinion, this Black Templar is coming together pretty nicely. What I do want to try is putting a Black Templar cross onto the fist, tilt shield, and shoulder pad. Back in a minute. Okay, so painting the cross actually didn't go too badly. I think I did pretty good. I think I'm gonna make a demonstration on how to. Let's just hope that I don't fuck it up. So we're gonna take our Administrom Gray, because, you know, I'm not getting white scar right now. And the first thing we do, make sure we don't have too much on the brush. There we go. Okay, so that's not what we were gonna do. The easiest way I found was to make a cross. Well, that's if we're gonna make it a bit longer. If not, just make a plus. And go diagonal with it. Diagonal. Diagonal. Make that pretty equal, actually. There we go. Make you sharper. There we go. Next up, as much as I do know this isn't looking too good, yeah. Diagonal, diagonal. Yeah, essentially do that, but, you know, don't do the cross. I fucked up. I mean, it still reads properly if you look at the other one, but let's try and fix it with this shoulder pad with black, where we're not going to be going overly sized with it. So grab our black onto our brush. Make sure we don't have too much. Make a plus. Okay, that actually looks more like a star, to be honest. Do that. There we go, fill those in. Yeah, see, now it's looking better. Just gotta practice a bit. That was my first, this fist was actually my first time ever trying a cross on a Space Marine. Do that. Yes, we're gonna be touching up the ribbon, by the way. Or banner? I don't know what it's called on the shoulder pad. Go. This is definitely looking clean. And there we go. We have our Black Templars cross all done up. I think he's reading very well as a Black Templar now, minus that. So yeah, we're gonna finish him up in a bit. So we're gonna be painting the eyes with Administratum Gray and some Imperial Fist contrast. Ignore the tilt shield, we're gonna be glossing over that as I hate it now. And yeah, let's paint up the eyes super delicately. That way we don't mess up. There we go. You don't want to mess up with black armor or else you'll get something like that hideous monstrosity. There. Due to how thin the coat is, it'll probably dry really fast, so we can already put on the Imperial Fist. What the hell? Why is it bubbling in here? Contrast paints are not meant to bubble, are they? Huh. That was weird. Let's do that. And do that. Now, before we continue on with the shoulder tilt shield, we're gonna put some Kislev, yes, that's how I'm pretty sure it says, Kislev flesh onto our Tyranid base, but only on the Tyranid part, as we're gonna be trying something that a friend recommended to me. That'll just help him look more damaged. There we go. Do that. Now what we're going to try here is put Kislev flesh on, and then Magos purple, the contrast paint. A friend told me that the Magos purple contrast paint is better used as a shade paint, so we're going to see if that is true. If so, it'll be a revolutionary idea, and it'll be how I use Magos purple from now on. Which sucks, because I actually do like Magos purple as a contrast over metallics for Emperor's Children paint schemes. Actually, have I ever painted an Emperor's Children on the channel? Have I? I'll have to look into that in a bit. There we go. As the Kislev flesh has dried, we're going to apply the Megos Purple shade. Shade, contrast, whatever the hell you want to call it. Meaning a contrast is going to pool, so might as well get it in now. Okay, so it's looking okay. Like, I see what they meant by it's a better shade. Definitely gonna apply the armor coloring next, which, you know, will also be Administstorm Gray and then more Megos. So, when this dries, I'll then show the results. Bye-bye. While we have a minute, Sterling Mud. We're gonna texture the base. So, yeah. When you come back, the base is gonna be textured. Just giving a heads up so it's not weird. Now that everything is dried, we can add more Megos Purple to the model. As you can see, we have our Administstorm Gray, and we're going to apply it now. So we'll grab our Megos Purple, give it a little bit of a shake to get some onto the cap dropper thing. The thing that looks like you're supposed to use it to drop it onto a palette, which I'm pretty sure is the actual use. And just brush it on. As you can see, the Megos Purple makes it look like perfect Tyranid skin and Tyranid chitin. Bugs have chitin, right? That's what it's called? Regardless, we have perfect chitin and skin. All thanks to Megos Purple. There we go. Wow, this is actually looking fairly good. I'm probably gonna try mini swap in one of my videos. See how that turns out. Also, the greenish hue of the eyes is looking very good. I like it. It turned out very nicely. Now, give me 1 minute and then we'll finish up the model in a second. Now, to finish up the model, we're going to be ignoring the Tyranid as he's not the main thing about this model. The main thing about this model is going to be the fact that he has the Black Templar crosses all over his arm. So with that, we're going to take our model, we're going to water down our, what color is that, Abaddon? Abaddon Black, and we're going to paint another cross. This time, we're not going to mess up though. Mostly because it won't be a cross, it will be just a plus. There we go. And at the end, we will come in with a bit more Administstorm Gray and get rid of the little branches coming out of the center of the cross. That way it looks more, you know, Templar-like. And not just a plus with a Templar cross laid over it. The Templar cross is a very fine piece of symbol. But if not done right, it looks ugly as hell. Much like most of the symbols in Warhammer. So with our watered down paint, we can draw an outline for it. Afterwards, we can come in with full paint, not watered down, and just paint inside the lines. Except for right now. Right now I'm just going to be painting the actual cross with the bottom. There we go. there we go. And with that, our model's going to be done after this break. Now, as the video is going to be too long already, I'm just going to make a cut and call it done. Well, of course, you know, I'm going to finish up the cross on the tilt shield, but, you know, bye-bye.